So we are back in Total War Pharaoh. We have taken the city of Sukkot, the third city in the province here near us, and we still have Azati remaining. In enemy territory, enemy control. Nobody else around us is currently at war. We've got no other hostilities. So obviously our aim immediately should be to take Azati.
Oh, definitely. We need to roll over there and stomp some
and I am
ass.
compelled to
Yep.
answer.
So
Look at anyone of that outpost that's right just in between.
this is empty.
Nice.
Yeah, so the icon here shows that there's an outpost, whether it's been occupied or built over. You may not be able to tell at first glance, but let's see. So like you can see a structure underneath this one here.
Right.
That's the way station. This one you can see some firelight around it. It's a trading post, and then here it looks barren and there's nothing. So maybe a visual in that sense. Yeah, this one you can see lights over there. They've got something. There should be nothing here.
Well, the red
and
icons
nothing
are more
there.
or less likely to be empty.
Well, the red ones mean that it's an enemy control.
Oh, that's enemy
Remember,
control.
yeah,
Okay.
these are gray behind them, so
Okay.
yeah. All right. So since we've just taken Sukkot, if I hover over the happiness icon, you remember we've got provincial instability, and that's -1 per turn. So happiness is still dropping inside Sukkot, so I'd like to stabilize just a little bit because Azadi is still in the province. So taking over Azadi right now will give us, of course, that conquest penalty. That I think it's -15 just for one turn. But then the provincial instability, which does drain, it's going to add to that as well. So we're going to have extreme unhappiness if we go right for Azadi.
Okay.
So let's see. Yeah, I've got a building here, the Senate House. That'll add 2 to happiness in the province. We did build one previously inside Nekel last time that we were there. So if you remember, happiness will stabilize based on what we currently have once that provincial instability settles down.
Yeah, there was a big penalty, but then it was only for one turn.
Yes.
So after we ended the turn, it took away some of that penalty. But yeah, there was still.
Mm-hmm.
There was still, but the building is supposed to help. I think we had planned it that we were almost going to be at like even keel happiness.
Yeah, that's right here. The fig farm in Neb Gehes is still under construction. It's got 1 more turn left, and once it does complete, it will add 1 more to happiness as well.
Yeah, that was that construction, and then after the turnover. The turn being over, there was going to be one of the big penalties was going to go away. So yeah, so we're not desperately bad right now. It's just that we shouldn't push our luck, is what you're saying.
I just want it to cool a little bit because if we take Azadi and it turns out that conquest penalty and the slow bleed of the provincial instability, that may put Sukkot down into negative, and if they decide to rebel, then we're going to have to squash that, and it's just more bloodshed, which should provide more instability, yada yada. Just a vicious snowball that I want to try to avoid and be careful. Because like I said, in my private campaign that I've had, which was very brief, the difficulty seemed to either be too easy or too hard. And so with the 2 of us doing this together, I'd like to be somewhat cautious.
Sure, makes
just
sense.
to make sure that we don't get stomped first thing right away. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we don't need all our cities revolting against us in a week, and then and then we have to start over.
Right. Now, what I want to do in the meantime is we've got that building under construction in Sukkot. It will only take 1 turn, as well as the fig farm in Neb Gehes. So we've got happiness on the way for our people.
Blessed
we
by
want
the
to
gods.
give the army that belongs to Ramesses a little bit of time to replenish, but we do have plentiful resource income at the moment, so I'd like to get some more units into this army. Native units are going to be weaker and cheaper, but right now, with a +84 to our bronze, we can afford a couple of these units, no problem. So I'd like to add Magi archers, 1 more of those, which will give us 2. Another Magi swordsman, which will give us 2.
Will be elite.
And then I'd like to see I'd like to see what the Medjai Chargers can do.
Become part of
So
my
it's going to
legend.
take us one turn for 2 units, and then second turn to finish them off. So I guess we can only recruit 2 units per turn right now.
Okay.
And
Keeps you from just recruiting 28 armies and then walking
yeah.
across from that.
It keeps us and the computer from doing the same thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Tells me there's outpost construction available. Oh yeah, I remember we had these going last time, which would give us a production boost in each of those regions. We'll let that go. We don't need to try to push anything else right now. So I'm going to go ahead and hit end turn. Fast forward because I don't want to see what everyone else is doing. Okay, so now Ramesses is showing 10 units.
Unstoppable.
And there's one more on the way. Our food went down to 459. It didn't drop that much because the fig farm in Neb Gehes completed, and that added 170 to our food income.
Nice, and that other place in Sukkot did finish too, right?
Yes, so now if we
that's
take a
cool.
look, if I hover over happiness, the change next turn is 0, which is fine. That means it's going to stay right at 24. 24 is okay, but we've got 3 more points of provincial instability that still need to be bled off. So if we wait 3 turns, provincial instability is totally done for, and then it'll start to increase the amount of happiness.
Oh, and provincial instability zeroes out. Happiness will start generating on its own.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you don't have to keep. So once you get the provincial instability sorted, then at least you don't need to like instantly start micromanaging happiness. It'll kind of correct itself because we've already done some building.
Yes, those buildings pretty much, and no pun intended on this one, it will lay the foundation for the happiness to generate over time and eventually max out.
Okay.
We have the opportunity here in Nekhel, which is a bronze settlement, to upgrade the building chain here. It gives us 105 for the first tier, but the second tier it's 130, so an increase of 25. I would like to get that. Bronze is an extremely rare resource, and I don't think anybody else around us has bronze either, so we definitely want to capitalize on any building chains that'll give us that.
Okay.
So I'm going to upgrade that one. And then we've
Chosen
got
of
one
Ra.
more unit there still training. It does also give us event messages. So buildings and units we can see at a glance here. If we didn't remember what was going on, when something completes, it tells us. And then
Okay,
same thing for
perfect.
recruitment. Yeah. World events here is stuff that's happening outside of our own faction, and Hazor, I guess, has been destroyed. I don't know. I don't know where they're at or whatever, but so far that's fine by me.
Sucks to be in Hazor.
Yeah. It will continue to tell us that outpost construction is available, but right now I don't want to spend the resources that we have in the early game to do something that's not going to be terribly beneficial. So I'm going to leave that alone.
Okay.
Azadi, it looks like, has recruited a
I
general.
slaughter people who bother me.
Ashzap. I don't fucking.
Ash Zap.
Ashzap.
Ash Zap. We're gonna put the T and the H as silent. Ash Zap. We're just gonna call him. Yeah, we're just gonna call him Ashy.
The Ash Zapper. I don't know.
Ashy for sure.
That's fine. So it's just him right now in his army.
Just all by himself.
All by
Just
himself.
one guy. Just one guy.
In
One
Azadi,
fucking guy.
Yeah, just one fucking guy out there. It'll show us also the garrison. Right there. Garrison strength lists 5. So just like when we attacked Sukkot, there was only 5 units in that garrison. Same thing here with Azadi. So we are adding
Egypt's
the
glory.
2 other ones we recruited, and then this guy. That'll give us 11 total to get up here, and he should only be able to recruit 2 more units over the next turn. If he does, that'll give them a total of 8, and we'll have 11. So we will still outnumber the forces at Azadi, as far as I can tell. So we're going to do one more turn to recruit that final unit into our army. And somehow he has
Go and bother someone
5.
else.
So his 5 units
No one
plus
tells me
the
what to
5 in the garrison gives them 10.
do.
We
Destined
have got
for
11.
greatness.
Interesting.
Interesting. So, tell you what I want to do. I'd like to go to Azadi. Once we lay siege to the city, he will not be able to recruit any more units. And because we outnumber him, I'm comfortable doing a scenario that I talked about briefly with you, which is laying siege and then waiting, trying to starve
Okay.
them out. There's no need for us to press the action and fight a force that is nearly equal to us in size while they have a defender advantage. But if they choose to come out of the city and attack us to sally out, they're going to be negating any advantage that they have as far as defense. So it would be our 11 units versus their 10, and I'm fairly confident that we'll be able to take them if they do sally out. If they choose not to, then they will starve inside the city, and it'll just take a little bit longer for us to get it, but we'll do it safely and with minimal losses. So
Okay.
I'm going to take Ramesses and the army to Azadi.
Hit them hard. To glorious battle.
Balance of power is still heavily skewed in our favor. That's because he has recruited only militia units, which is the lowest of the low, and the settlement garrison is also filled with low-level units, either militia or the equivalent. We have these silver icons here show us that they are more than just militia. They are basically tier 1 or tier 2 units. We've also got now some chevrons, which show that they have leveled up through battle experience. So some of our guys are a little more closer to being just veterans. That gives them a little bit of a boost to their stats. So even militia can serve a more critical role on the battlefield if they have a lot of experience. They're just a little bit better.
So they don't reach that tier of like Ramesses' men, but they are able to increase their abilities
Through experience, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. So now we could press the action. We could fight the battle right now. But I want you to see kind of how the mechanic works. If we just lay siege, we encircle the settlement, and see what the computer decides to do from then on. Because obviously, right now, it seems very, very safe for us. But it will provide, just like I said, a little bit of a learning experience if we do this together right now. The icons on the left here says, it's got 2 next to a skull. It says, turns remaining until supplies run out and garrison starts suffering attrition. That means they will start to lose men. Men will start to die. And then only 9 turns until the settlement surrenders outright. So let's encircle.
Keep them surrounded.
And that's it. It's all set now. We have Ramesses and our army laying siege. It puts up a few barricades around the city as just a visual notification that it is sieged and they cannot get out.
Okay.
And that's all we got to do for right now. So now I'm going to take a look at the rest of our cities in the province. Sukkot is giving us the ability to upgrade its main building, which is always listed first. It's right now tier 1. If we upgrade it to tier 2, it's going to increase production by 5% for all resources in the region. It's going to provide a larger garrison and a little bit more workforce, which is what is required to build anything inside of these cities.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and increase that.
2 turns for that one.
Yeah, 2 turns for that. Up here are royal decrees, which, if you remember from last time, is basically the research that we do. It showed that we completed our last one, which should have been, yes, longer festivals. That gives +3 to happiness. So that will actually even help further the happiness problem that we were kind of having there. We have +50 experience per turn. Faction-wide, this goes to any unit that we have anywhere. So that's really handy to have. But we also unlocked a couple other options here. Food production +10 could be very, very helpful. Right now we're okay on food. Stone income during collapse, during crisis, and during prosperity. Those are 3 different types of like kind of in-game world events that it will
Right.
pull at random. So there will be times where our kingdom is prosperous, times where there's a crisis, or times where there's a collapse entirely. And that's kind of an in-game roll of the dice that it does to us to provide more of a challenge in these campaigns. If everything was all fine and dandy at all times and we were prosperous at all times, they kind of design it in a way to where it wouldn't be that way because it would be too easy, or could be too easy.
Yeah, there'd be a lot of just like, oh, everything's perfect. Let's just keep
Yes.
mass producing everything.
Yeah, so they will throw a crisis at us and they will throw a collapse at us every once in a while, and those things will give us negative like production, and like happiness will go down, or recruitment costs will go up, or some such thing, some type of effect based on the event. But those will be randomized, and we never know what's coming. But a research thing like this will kind of help to give us a little bit more of a buffer and not hurt so hard when we do go into one of those crisis or collapse moments. For right now, I think with us looking at a military expansion, at least in the short term, I'd like to get this XP per turn boost. And that's so our units can start earning experience and leveling up even without having fought in battles.
Okay.
So that's going to be nice. I'm going to pick that one. And that'll only take 3 turns, which it gives us the reminder up here with the hourglass and the 3. And that's what we've got going on. So right now, we had talked a little bit at the end of our last session about what we kind of wanted to do, where we wanted to go. We talked about the possibilities of going to war and taking out Per Aemon, giving us a larger line here against Merneptah, which is the Pharaoh, who's very powerful right now. Or we could call it neutral with him, with them. We could start moving in on Hetch, which is only one city belonging to that faction, and that could possibly be an easy grab for us, and then maybe even allow us to expand over to the east and then north. We'll see.
Yeah, because I know the the guy that runs Per Aemon, he's underhanded, isn't he? Isn't that one of the things we learned about him?
Should be. Yes, we pull up his negotiation menu.
Yeah, we're just like to keep him at arm's length for now.
Sure.
And if we move over and take Hatch, that gives us an option to go further to the coast.
Yep.
And then we just got to keep an eye on him. If he makes a move, we'll crush his ass.
Now we also have at a glance something that's very helpful for us, and that is the strength rank. Right now, out of all the factions in the game world, we have a strength rank of 8, which means we are very, very powerful. The lower number being the top. So strength rank 1 would be we were the strongest faction, right? So we're ranked number 8 right now. We've only got Ramesses right up here, and he's only got 11 units. But that is enough to put us in the top 10 strongest factions. Per Aemon is only listed at 63, which when we hit end turn and it sims through all of them, I think right now there's like 68 or 69 factions total. So one of the weakest.
What about the dude in Hatch? What's
looking over at Hetch? Let me get out of this. Strength ranked 52. We also have unfriendly relations right now based on a past war. And they have what's called faction aversion, which is basically racism.
Well, we're not going to deal with that. Guess who's getting hammered next?
I guess it's going to be Hetch.
Yep.
Danelle can go fuck himself.
Yep.
One thing we do want to look at when we're anticipating moving against a faction is their relation. So remember we talked about everything that we do can be perceived by a faction in a positive or negative light. So one thing to keep in mind is looking at who they've got as allies or enemies. Hetch right now with a very low strength rating should be an easy conquest for us, but if we move against Hetch, will that cause any rifts between any other factions? What we want to look at is the relations section over here. Currently they have no enemies, they have no trade partners, they do have a non-aggression pact with Kent Min, which we have not discovered, so I don't know where they're at right now. Okay. They also have military access with Kent Min. They are not defensive allies or military allies, but it looks like that is the only faction they are somewhat close with and have positive relations with. So I'm not sure where they're at, but we could probably still afford to move over them.
I mean, it's not like they got military allies with the Pharaoh or Tinnan or the other area close by that we wouldn't really have to worry about.
And military access just means that they are allowed to move their armies freely to each other's territory. If they had a defensive ally, that would mean that if we declared war on Hetch, that defensive ally would then in turn also declare war on us.
Okay.
And they don't have a defensive ally.
Well, that's good. We never did look at that for the dude over in
Per-Ammon. No. They have military access with Sukkot. Oh, so they're not going to like us going against them. He has a trade partner with Sukkot and Merneptah, which is the Pharaoh. Non-aggression pact with Sukkot. Yeah, we're going to stomp Sukkot. So, we're trending negative with him because of our military actions against Sukkot.
Because we took over Sukkot. So.
Yeah, but right now, that's okay. It does look like Hetch is going to be our next move. So we can come back south again once we take Azadi. We should be fine to do that. And then we'll see what our next move is there. But for the short term, clear up the action in the north. Move down southeast into Hetch, and then we'll see how much Per-Ammon or maybe Hetch's friend likes that move, and we'll see what we want to do next.
Okay.
All right. So Sukkot still needs 2 turns. We have just the outpost reminder, and we have currently laid siege to Asadi. I think that should be it for our turn right now. And yeah, 71 factions total. Oh! So they have decided to come out. They are sallying out with their garrison, all their militia. Our balance of power is still very, very heavily in our favor. But I'd like to see what they actually try to do to us. So we're going to fight this battle.
Nice.
And this will be significantly bigger than our battle that we previously fought. It shows us the leader who is attacking, which is Ashzap, I guess. And then it shows down here reinforcements or allies is the garrison from Sukkot, which is 540 troops versus our army over here.
Yeah, but he doesn't have any allies in Sukkot because we are Sukkot
now. No, Sukkot is the faction that we're fighting about. The capital city's name is also Sukkot, and that's what we took.
Oh, okay.
But that is also the faction name.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So the faction of Sukkot is showing as an ally. That is the city garrison, though, of Azadi.
Oh, that's okay. That's the garrison.
Yes.
Okay, I get it. All
right. So pre-battle screen shows where we can deploy. So they're going to deploy here in the red. It also gives us this icon over here. This is the reinforcements from the faction of Sukkot, but we know that is the garrison. They're going to be coming over there from the left or the west, depending on where we're facing. So we can either try to split our forces between the middle and the left, or we can try to stick to the center, let those forces link up, or we can try to move to the left, try to get in there and cut off those reinforcements. They shouldn't be showing up right away. There should be a delay timer on the reinforcements. I don't know how long it will be, but it's usually fairly short, maybe a minute or two.
So if we send a smaller group off to engage with them, they could take some of theirs and try to flank our moving force to the left.
They could.
I'm not sure what the move here is.
Yeah, the reinforcements are the tricky part here, because if they were on the other side right there, coming from behind, I imagine their forces are going to be deployed somewhere here in the center. That's the most likely outcome for me. So if we come forward and we engage here with their force, the reinforcements could flank us. But I think since we have the numerical advantage, I think I'm not as concerned, because a flanking force would be less than half the size of our army. I think that we'll be okay if we engage.
We could leave one of the if we go up, and then just as we crest that hill, if we put some archers over to the left there, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm
And
thinking.
that
I'm
way,
thinking the exact same thing. I think we're on the same page here. I think we put the javelin men over here because
javelin.
now, based on
Okay.
our last experience in that battle, you remember they held
Yeah,
their
those
own.
guys were tough.
So I think
Yeah.
yes, if we put the javelin men in front, and then maybe 2 militia forces over here, we move up with everybody else and the archers to engage the main body. I think that we'll be just fine.
Yeah, that should work.
All right.
War is my call.
So I'm gonna grab all of our melee units into one group. I'm gonna put our archers into group 2, the javelin men into group 3.
I am invincible.
Get everybody as close to the line as I can, so they have less of a way to go. Actually, you know what? The javelin men. Remember the vanguard deployment?
Yep.
Look how far up I can move the javelin men.
Oh wow.
The rest of the army has to stay behind the yellow line, but wow, I can really move those guys up. I don't know if I want to do that just with those 2 though. I'm gonna keep them here.
Are you gonna put one of them over to guard our flank though? Could you you could move one and just leave them on that flank cover.
Just over here.
Yeah, and that way, if we do need them, they're not that far from the main force to move in. If that garrison, comes and they just join and push straight forward, we can just move those javelin men in.
That's true. That's true. I'll leave them up there on the cliff. I don't believe that their main body could come in before we can get up this hill. It might be a little close, but you know what? If they start rushing us, we can opt out on the left. We can just come back around.
Yeah.
So we can take a shot on those guys there first. I am going to disable skirmish mode. That gave us a little bit of trouble last time, and basically what that means is that if an enemy unit comes within a certain distance of these guys, they will disengage. They'll run away and get to a safe distance, then turn around and try to throw again. But what happens is basically if a unit starts chasing these guys and skirmish mode is on, they will just run. And only run because they're being chased. So I want to turn off skirmish mode for right now, just to make sure that they actually stay put, and then I'll control them, and we'll see what happens.
All right.
All right. So first move,
I bet they're shaking with
we're going to move up. We still cannot see where their army is. Oh, there's some units to the right. That may be a really, really bad mistake for them to do.
On our way.
Oh yeah, they went way to the right. They should have deployed over to the left where their reinforcements are going to come in, but they split their own forces.
Are they going to come around that? Yeah, they got them all coming over the hill. Okay.
Yeah, it looks like they do. Now I've got our guys coming up at a walk. We're not running. They are currently running, but that's going to tire them out. They're actually moving to our extreme right, so we might have to rethink this.
Yeah, watch that flank there. Definitely moving to...
Yep. I'm going to redeploy. These are all melee units as well. There's nobody ranged over here, so if I can get our archers in place rather quickly, we might be able to make a move. Okay, yeah, they're really, really rushing. Wow, I'm very surprised at this. Once again, the tactics here have got me kind of scratching my head. Here they come.
I would not have done this either.
Yeah, see if I can... Let's try to hit these militia first, because these guys are already engaging. I'll have them hold for right now. Go in.
Destroy them.
Gonna move our archers up. Reinforcements have still not shown up, and they are on the map though.
Glorious combat. Repel the Canaanite scourge.
I'm gonna move
Soldiers move.
them and Ramesses over here.
With me.
So we're engaged.
Marksman.
Why are the archers not doing what I want them to do?
Fast as you can. Glorious combat.
What's going on the left there?
Alright, so... Whoa, so these guys did not appear until they were right on us. They came over this hill. Our Magi swordsmen are currently under missile fire, but they are going to be attacked by Hanno. Once again appearing. I guess he got away somehow. Alright, so we're in a very strange position right now.
We aim through.
There's archers over there. I'm going to turn on melee mode to get Ramesses to attack this militia. Get them off of our archers. It looks like some of their units are starting to retreat over here. Wow, I'm so surprised at what we've got going on. This is very weird. They've got raiders attacking our javelin men. It's the same type of unit, basically. This is very strange.
Yeah, why did they split their forces?
I don't know. Our swordsmen are attacking their general over there. We've got more swordsmen attacking their general here. So the garrison gets a general, which is Hanno, and then the Ash Zap, whatever it was. Okay, they routed one of our javelin men. Who else? These guys are sleeping. Why are they sleeping?
Throw your javelins.
Yeah, they're fighting.
I don't know. We are just about to take out their unit of archers because our guys have been shooting them. Their militia is no match for Ramesses right now, so that's going well in our favor. We ran out one of their militia groups. I'm going to take our Magi chargers. There's only 8 of them left, so we've decimated that unit entirely.
They're shattered.
Yeah, those militia are running. Those militia are running. Those militia are running. I'm going to grab all of these guys, stop them from pursuing, and I'm going to bring them over here.
Turn them in.
Yep.
Turn them in on these fucks.
Yeah. So we've got right now 3 units engaging Ash Zap. What is going on here? These are enemy. Yeah, he should be fine for right now with our reinforcements coming in. Let me put them at a run.
I never miss.
Wow, this is like quickly developing. These are our guys as well. Run and get over there quick.
Archers! Quick march!
Trying to get our archers out of the fray here.
So they can turn around and start firing back in?
Yep.
Never back down!
Alright, so Ash Zap is now on the run. Hanno has come by to reinforce him, but we've got so much of our infantry here. I want to get more reinforcements to Ramesses. Currently he's doing okay.
Is the left cleared out now?
Yes, they have routed the javelin men that we had.
Always ready.
Okay, so here's going to be the play right here. Their reinforcements, or not reinforcements, but their militia is coming back. After routing them, they have gone a certain distance to where now they feel comfortable coming back and fight. I'm going to have our archers take care of them. And that should prevent them from coming back and doing anything to us.
Just need to catch my breath.
And they're probably going to break again. They're already shaken because they just retreated. But yeah, as they take losses, they're charging. Let's see, this should not last very long. 36 more. They didn't even get to the battle. Now they're already shattered. They're gone.
Like, fuck this shit, I'm out.
The militia that were charging us are now broken and shattered, so they will not be coming back. That's what that skull means. Same thing. They just did it again. Everybody is now running, and we have turned the tide. Ramesses held his own despite taking heavy losses. Our militia got there just in time to give him a hand. And now we're basically just slaughtering the last of them.
Nice.
Yep. All right, so we took it. It was a little dicey because of the weird change in tactics that they did. Now we've had 2 battles engaged to where they did some really weird shit. I'm thinking next time, instead of us trying to advance right away, we hang back and we kind of see what they're going to do.
Yeah, that was odd because we definitely, if we were on the other side, we knew what we would do.
Yeah.
And the AI is like, nah, we're going to do something that'll blow your mind.
Yeah, so they split their forces. Oh, look at this dust coming in. They split their forces unnecessarily. But then it didn't even matter because they didn't try to use that to any strategic advantage. Their reinforcements came in right to the same point that we were engaged on. So everybody met in the middle anyways.
Yeah, that was so strange.
Weird choice. The only reason that we lost those javelin men is because I anticipated the clash being further up here and not down in the valley.
Yeah, I figured it was once they come around that corner, we moved up, but they just dead run right at us. Like I don't understand that.
Yeah, I'm not sure
that
either.
Game plan. That was odd.
That was. So that incurred a bit of an extra loss for us. Unfortunately, we lost 505. We still have more than half of our force remaining, and of course we decimated them. But yeah, kind of weird there. Now, because of the losses that we took, last time we were merciful, we took the treasury bonus. But I think now I want to try to do that unit replenishment, and that'll give us plus 8% back.
Yeah, that'd be the play.
The gods have blessed me.
All right. Now, we did not take the city from that battle, and that's because they came out. We attacked. We did not destroy them utterly, and so that means they have men remaining. And because of that, they still hold the city. Randomly, we will get hit with this. Choose an ambition. And that means basically we can give ourselves a short-term goal, an objective, and there will be a sizable reward if we hit that objective. So, we could either choose to construct a resources type building producing stone within 10 turns. That'll give us 500 stone as a reward, which is pretty cool. Within 15 turns, we can win 2 battles, and that will bolster our bodyguards, giving them plus melee attack and melee defense. Or, within 10 turns, we can get 15 units in total. We currently have 10. And that'll give us 2,000 food.
So all we'd have to do...
Just recruit more units.
Recruit 5 units and just don't do any more fighting, and we'll get a bonus of 2,000 food. That seems kind of easy.
I agree. I say we go for that.
So say there's no trick there, is there?
No, nothing. We currently have 10, and we have to get 15 within 10 turns. I say we do it. All right. So now...
Take them down.
We took the extra replenishment. We did lose 1 unit of those javelin men completely. So they did get destroyed. So now instead of the 11 that we had previously, now we have 10. We're not replenishing units right now because we are still technically in enemy territory, besieging Asadi. But now, since we destroyed most of that army and their garrison, I'm going to go ahead and just right-click to attack. And then we can auto-do this battle here, because it's predicting low casualties for us, high casualties for them, and a decisive victory.
Okay.
I'm okay with that. All right.
This is my destiny.
So in the auto-resolve, we only lost 42, and they lost 373, which is everybody. We captured 65. Let's go ahead and just occupy Azadi because that's in our province and we don't want to cause any more strife. There's no need to raise it, sack it, or loot it. So let's just occupy.
We moving in, motherfuckers.
Yep. So we have
My
occupied
ambition is
sacred
rewarded.
land for us. And faction destroyed. Sukkot. It has been vanquished. It's gone. That was the last of them.
Hasta la vista.
Yep.
Destiny calls
Hasta
me,
la bye-bye,
and I am
Sukkot.
compelled to answer.
Suck it, Sukkot.
Beyond compare.
All right, so now we've done a few battles, though, and that means that we have leveled up quite a bit. If you look at our units down here, we've got a couple that are even unit rank 2, which is pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Boys putting in the work.
Yep, and then Ramesses himself has leveled up to 5. That means he's leveled up twice, so we have 2 more competencies, skill points, to add. If we do 1 more point here under presence, it gets us to this, the 5th point in this set, which will give us minus 10% upkeep. Excuse me, I got the hiccups. But also give us plus 2 influence in whatever region we are in with Ramesses.
Nice.
So want that. It's cool. We'll take it. I think that replenishment, since Ramesses right now is our only army, we should probably put a point into there. That'll only give us a plus 2% bonus, but it will get us on our feet a little bit quicker when we do engage. So let's go ahead and drop a point in there. And then we have not unlocked another title slot. That's going to be at rank 8. So we got a little while before we could do that.
Okay.
We did pick up some more items. I'm not sure what. So let's take a look. Nothing more in armor. We can't equip a shield because the Magi bow prevents us from doing that. If we wanted, we could equip a Greek trident.
Damage versus shields plus 6.
Yep. I'm not sure that that's worth it. I like having the Magi bow that lets them shoot while moving, and the big reload speed. That's a good bonus.
It is a good bonus.
Yeah, so we'll leave that. No other items available right now. So that was it, just adding a couple skill points in here. Alright, so Azadi has been taken. It's showing a cracked tile here. That means we've got to repair the building. It's only going to cost us 3 wood and 6 stone, so almost non-existent damage. I'm not sure why it even would do that, but it's going to take us 1 turn to do that. We have a ruined fishing port, which we can convert into fishing grounds. That'll give us plus 190 food income.
Wow,
so,
that's nice.
That's pretty good. Especially because we're going to be recruiting more units
Blessed
here.
by the gods.
Remember, we've got to get up to that 15.
Yeah.
We lost a javelin men unit. I want to add another set of archers, though. Those have more range. The range for javelin men, if you look on the left side here on all those stats, on the very bottom it says missile damage and then range above it. Range is only 75 for these Shurden raiders, the javelin men. For bowmen, the Magi archers, it's 160, so more than double the range.
Yeah.
I really like that. I know the missile damage is better for these raiders, but being able to engage at such a vast distance, I think is a lot more advantageous in most situations. So I'm gonna add a unit of archers.
I summon the elite.
And then let's get another of these chargers. And then from there, we'll probably stick to adding a few more militia just to get us up to 15. But for right now, I'm going to keep those 2 going. Nickel, we have the opportunity to upgrade its main building and add even more resource production bonus and more garrison. So Nickel is located right here in the heart of our area. Anytime that you have that available, I think we probably should, just to provide a stronger garrison, if nothing else. The production bonus is kind of negligible. It's something, but really, you just want extra units for free when you can have them, and that's what doing this does for us. So I'm going to go ahead and hit that. So we've got some construction going. We've got some training and replenishment going. And let's double check with Pur-Amun because they were allied with Sukkot. Let's see what our relation is now.
Was it them or the other guys that were...
It's Pur-Amun. Right here you can see military actions against Sukkot is a -2. Past war with Sukkot, -1. We were also at war with them previously, so we've got a somewhat negative relationship with them. Hetch is the one where... Let me see. I'll get out of that. Get out of that. Hetch is the one that was racist. The faction aversion. But we have a past war with them. That's the only reason that we have negative relations there. It's because they're racist and we used to fight them.
Yeah, we don't like them.
No. So I think we should go for Hetch next.
Agree.
Yeah. Our strength rank, based on the losses that we take, has given us all the way down to 32.
Damn.
Yeah, so that kind of gives us a sense, too, of where the armies are at across the entire world map. If losing a couple hundred soldiers dropped us down back into the mid-tiers, that means probably the most powerful force out there is maybe 1 full army, or slightly more than that, which would be 20 units in 1 army. So right now, out there in the world, there's not a whole bunch going on as far as warfare. Everybody seems to be pretty chill, and nobody is stockpiling up on big armies getting ready to invade anybody.
Except for the 2 idiots.
Except for the 2 idiots, and we're
I
getting
am
there
unstoppable.
right now, yeah. Oh, okay, this is another cool thing. So it says commandment available. When we control every city in a province, we can do what's called a commandment, which is down here. There's different things, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them. Each one of these does different things. Some of them have negative effects, some of them don't. So like, we could do recruitment cost -10, upkeep -10. So that'd be helpful economically. However, it would do the happiness -2 and workforce growth -2.
Yeah, 3.
So, or -3, yeah. So if we were trying to raise an army real quick and we wanted a little bit of a help out with the recruitment cost and the upkeep, we could do this. If we wanted to boost food by 20%, we could do that, but it would take away bronze production by 10%. Vice versa for this one here. For the people, happiness -10 to adjacent enemy provinces. So we can kind of fuck with the enemy's happiness, but it costs food. This one down here is probably the safest option. It's +5% to every resource. There's no negative to that at all.
Well, that's a no-brainer.
Yeah, pretty much, and that's usually what I'll stick with. Right here, organized festivities would give +3 happiness to the province. It will add a little bit more recruitment cost, but if we don't recruit anybody, then we're not going to be hit with that extra cost. And it's only 5% extra anyways, so that's also kind of negligible. So, keeping that in mind, if we take over a province and it's very unhappy, we could just put this on to add +3, which would help out a pretty good amount. But for now, I think the Royal Gardens, to give us a bonus to all of our stuff, should probably be the way to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So we're going to let that play out, let that
my
training go, and replenishment there. Hit end turn. Oh. All right. This is where it gets a bit more complex, if you can believe it.
Even more.
Even more. Total War even more. So, Pharaoh, this entry in the Total War series, introducing something called Shemsu Hor. And this is basically a cycle that happens. There will be options for us to enter into the politics of the area. And then Shemsu Hor is kind of the time frame that everything happens. People's schemes will come to prosper. Moves will be made in the court, and things will happen. But all of the stuff leading up to Shemsu Hor is kind of just in prep for this moment. We have not done anything at all related to this yet. So right now, there's nothing we need to do. All we can hit is confirm, and that will go away. Once we enter into the court, then Shemsu Hor will become important for us, and we can start screwing around with that. But right now, there's no need to get into the explanation of what all that does, because we haven't done anything with it yet. We're still at the very beginning of the game, and right now, that's going to be irrelevant. So we'll put that on the back burner. We'll put a pin in it for now. We'll come back to that later when it actually is relevant.
I already forgot about it.
Yep. The event messages show that we recruited 2 units. Fishing grounds was complete, and the mustering hall was complete. And Sukkot, which means that building upgraded. Yep. We have the option again. Azadi can be upgraded. But our food production is looking pretty good. We got plus 571 right now, despite recruiting more units. So let's keep that going. Let's do, we still have 58 bronze income to work with. Recruiting the faction units, the upkeep I'm looking at here. We can do 2 more units and still be in the positive for both food and bronze. So I want to do that.
Let the ranks swell.
Let's choose to have the best units we can.
So that gets us, what, 14 now?
What's that?
Was that 14 units now?
Yes, because we got 12 right
Ramesses
now,
the
and then
Bold.
these 2 will give us 14. And we can recruit
I will
a
gather
native
the
unit
greatest
after
to my
that. We'll grab a
cause.
militia.
My army will
So
be elite.
in 2 turns from now, we will have our 15.
I'm wondering whenever you group your the armies when we're getting into battle,
Uh-huh.
would it be smart to put the say we're putting a group of archers and put like one of the militias and put the militia in front of the archers to protect them. So whenever the enemy tries to advance, we have that one little barrier in front of our archers. Like if we're leaving, like say like how we set up last time where we decided we thought we'd put, the spearmen on one flank to protect us. Would it be smart to put one of the smaller militias in front of one of our archer teams? Does that kind of play into it, or
Yeah, oh
it
yeah,
doesn't make
it
a
it
difference?
definitely does. And actually, when we get into another battle, I can show you. Because I'm used to the way that I play this typically is to separate them. Because like if I want to grab all of my infantry and tell them to move forward, it's easier for
Right.
me just to have them grouped on like control 1, right?
Right. And
Um,
yeah, exactly.
but
But I was just thinking, like, yeah, so that whatever, sometimes you get a group that'll just charge right at the archers. If you have those militia just in front of them, it could slow them down a little bit, just so the archers can do more damage.
yes, that's absolutely correct. And the game actually provides a mechanic for us to set formations in that way. If I don't separate them, if I say just grabbed everybody all at once, put them into control 1, so it's my entire army, there's going to be buttons at the bottom that will allow me to put ranged units in the front or put ranged units in the back.
Okay.
So it will allow that type of kind of defensive posture. But yes, it gives us the
Chosen
option
of Ra.
in the game
Yeah,
already. We don't have to
yeah,
manually do that even.
just thinking protecting a flank. If you're going to put archers to protect a flank, if you take one of the militia, because they're not as good, they're kind of the cannon fodder. You could put them just in front of the archers, so that if we do need to protect on the flank, they'll get to the small militia first, and then the archers can just clean them up.
Yes, that's
But I mean,
exactly
like,
right.
it's only going to work in a scenario where we have to protect the flank, like last time, because we had such a wide, weird little map with the ridges to protect our left and right corners. But it never came to fruition because the AI decided to be weird.
Yeah, they were
Blessed by
very
the
weird and they
gods.
charged us.
Yeah.
Okay, so the commandment was issued for this province, so we have the bonus to our resources here. I also just now in Azadi, I decided to upgrade the mustering hall, the main building to level 2, and then I'm doing another Senate house. That'll provide more happiness, which we're going to be totally fine. We're going to be Gucci. But the resources tab here inside Azadi shows me that there is a smuggler's market that we could build. And look at the food bonuses there. Or the food income, rather. Yeah, now the downside is that it takes away happiness -2.
No,
But the Senate house that I'm currently building provides happiness +2. So they'll
We'll
cancel
counter
each other
that.
out, and we'll have a whole bunch more food coming in. So
they get a good
Azadi,
influence now.
yeah, but if we control the whole province, then the influence should be totally fine. Right now, our influence is at 70%.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, so we should be fine. I don't think that we need to worry about influence whatsoever. But that food is going to be huge for us.
The future of Egypt.
All right. So research takes one more turn. We're still recruiting.
Egypt's finest.
And I set some buildings on the way. So right now for our turn, that should be it. And more outposts available. Oh, that's right. Azadi. We might want to take a look here. We don't have anything. Oh, the other outposts also completed that we had going. I definitely want the economy. Plus 10% to production and all resources. It's just too good and too easy. So I definitely want that. And then because this is Azadi, I think here for the other 2 outposts, I do want to do the 2 military ones that we talked about a while back. Yes, exactly. Azadi is going to be one of our outer reaches as far as areas. So I definitely think that more military based would serve us pretty well. So I'm going to do both types of military outposts. Remember, this one here provides a garrison, an extra 3 units. So let's leave that there. So now we've got Azadi under full construction, and we can end our turn in truth. Oh, we have a trade offer from the Toronto Blue Jays. No, from Winnipeg. Faction of Buto, which strength rank 64. They are weaklings, but we're currently friendly with them. Faction Affinity, they are positively racist. They really like our people.
Okay.
They're well-traveled, which means they've gone far and wide. They have a focus on hierarchy, and they are a traditionalist culture. They don't have anybody that has an extreme positive or negative relationship. There's nobody listed doing anything at all with them. What they want is 560 gold and, laughably, a single unit of bronze. In return, they are offering us 5,000 food.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't think this is worth it because 560 gold is going to be more than half.
Oh, shit, yeah.
And we don't have any gold income because we don't have a gold settlement under our control right now. I think that is too steep, and we are not in need of that much food for any reason. If we had gold coming in, then maybe I could stomach that, but I don't need the food right now. So I'm going to go ahead and just cancel it. We have rejected their offer, but there is no negative value for doing that. We got another one. This is from the faction of Biblos, and their leader Abdasir. Another low strength rating here. We are neutral with them, but they are slightly racist. They are offering a different type of deal. This is interesting. I'm glad they're doing this. They want 3 gold right now in a single barter, and then they want a continuous trade, a barter agreement for 9 turns. They want us to give them 81 wood and return 502 food for 9 turns. They want a trade agreement.
So 81. We have 125 coming in.
Yep. So then that would drop us down to 44 gold, or not gold, wood per turn as income. So we'd still have wood coming in, but we would almost double our food per turn for the price of basically 3 gold.
Yeah,
that's a little better.
That's not too bad at all, really.
Yeah. What do you think?
I mean, yeah, 3 gold. I mean, we don't need gold right this instant. So even 3's not bad, and it doesn't. I mean, if it totally stopped our income of wood, I'd be a little more concerned. But
right,
it gives us a big bolster of food.
Why don't we see? I like to counter offer.
Okay.
So right now we know this is what they'll accept. What if we drop this wood down a little bit? I don't want to give so much of it away because we use that for construction. Let's say 40 wood, and then why don't we add a little bit of bronze in here and see what they think of that. It would take... I don't want to do that much bronze. I'd like to keep the bronze coming in, but we do have a big, big stockpile. So even if we go negative, it's just for 9 turns. That's not too bad. How about we do that? Why don't we see
What if we...
What's up?
Could we drop the food down a couple notches then?
Yeah.
We drop the food down a couple notches. Well, I wouldn't go 4. I go 450 or 475. And then the way we still be able to get away with giving them less bronze, right?
Yeah, it could be. It's still a little up there because I dropped the wood down.
Oh yeah, put the wood back up and then do. Yeah, see that wouldn't take
50.
So yeah, we'd stay positive in income for 9 turns, and we still get a lot of food.
Yeah, that's a lot extra.
Yeah, I think that might be the better play. That way we're not losing. That way we're not giving away, like, you know, we're gonna still make a little bit of bronze. We're gonna make 8 bronze per turn, and we're still gonna be making what
85
woods. Yeah, I think that's the better play.
I agree with that. I'm happy with that.
Okay.
We can confirm it. We know that they will take it because we're at 0. We've evened it out, but that means that both sides are happy enough.
Okay.
So let's propose that. And they did it. And now immediately we see positive factors. That neutral rating is now trending upwards because we have a trade treaty with them.
Nice.
Very cool.
All right.